Verse 614. The statement that a hare has no horns is made out of the reasonings concerning a jar, a garment, a crown, and a horn. Where there is no complete cause, there is no real existence. Thus you should know. There is non-existence when proof of existence is produced. Non-existence does not prove non-existence. Existence, indeed, looks for non-existence. They look for each other and are mutually conditioned. 616. If it is thought, again, that something appears depending on something else, the something else depended upon must be causeless. But there is nothing that is causeless. If it is said that there is another reality which is depended on, then this must have still another reality to depend on. This is committing the fault of non-finality. May it not end in reaching nowhere? 618. Depending on leaves, pieces of wood, etc., the magical charm is effected. In like manner, pluralities of objects depending on some other objects are manifested to the people. 619. The magical net is neither the leaves, nor the pieces of wood, nor the pebbles. It is owing to the magician that the magic scene is perceived by the people. 620. Thus, when something of magic, depending on some objects, is destroyed, dualism ceases at the moment of seeing. How will there be anything of discrimination? 621. The discriminated by discrimination exists not, and discrimination itself does not obtain. Discrimination being thus unobtainable, there is neither transmigration nor nirvana. 622. Discrimination now being unobtainable, it is not aroused. Discrimination not being aroused, how can a mind rise? Mind only then is not tenable. 623. When thought is divided into many, the teaching lacks in validity, and owing to the absence of validity, there is no emancipation, nor is there multitudinousness of objects. 624. There is no such objective world as is discriminated by the ignorant. When the mind goes astray on account of habit energy, it manifests itself like images. 625. All things are unborn and have nothing to do with being and non-being. All is nothing but mind and is delivered from discrimination. 626. For the ignorant, things are said to be causal, but not for the wise. When the self-nature of mind is liberated, it becomes pure, where the wise have their abode. 627. Thus, the Samkhya, the Vaiseshika, the naked philosophers, the Brahmin theologians, followers of Siva, cherishing views based on being and non-being, are destitute of the truth of solitude. 628. Having no self-nature, being unborn, being empty, being like Maya, being free from defilements, to whom is this taught by the Buddhas as well as by yourself? 629. For the sake of the yogins who are pure in mind, spiritual discipline or yoga is taught by the Buddhas who are free from theories and speculations, and such is also proclaimed by me. 630. If all this is the mind, where does the world stand? Why are men seen coming and going on earth? 631. As a bird moves in the air according to its fancy, without abiding anywhere, without depending on anything, as if moving on earth, so people with all their discrimination move along, walk about in the mind itself like a bird moving in the air. 633. Tell me how something looking like body, property, and abode rises from the mind. How does appearance take its rise? Why is mind only? Pray, tell me. 634. Body, property, and abode are appearances, and their rise is due to habit energy. Appearances are born of irrationality. their rise is due to discrimination. 635. Objectivity discriminated makes the world. A mind takes its rise from recognizing objectivity. When it is clearly perceived that what is seen of the mind itself, discrimination ceases. 636. When discrimination is seen as to its true nature, it is noticed that name and sense are to be disjoined. Then both knowledge and knower will be discarded, and one is released of the samskrita. 637. To abandon both name and sense, this is the way of all the Buddhas. Those who wish to get enlightened in any other way will not attain enlightenment for themselves, nor for others. 638, from chapter 6, verse 5. The 5 dharmas, the svabhavas, the 8 vijnanas, and the twofold egolessness, they are all embraced in the Mahayana. 639. When the world is seen detached from knowledge and knowability, there is no meaning to it, and discrimination ceases to go forth. 640. By seeing into the nature of mind, there is the cessation of discrimination as regards works and words. By not seeing into the true nature of self-mind, discrimination evolves. 641. 4 of the skandhas are formless. They cannot be numbered. The elements differ from one another. How can they produce such pluralities of forms or rupa? 642. When the notion of individuality is abandoned, we have no elements, primary and secondary. If we say that form is produced by other qualities, why not by the skandhas? 643. When one is emancipated from the ayatanas and skandhas, seeing them as free of individual signs, then the mind is liberated because of seeing the egolessness of things.